Hello everyone, a very warm welcome to you. My name is Nick, and if you watch these live as they go up, sorry it's taken so long to get to you. I don't know if this is going to go out really late on Friday or maybe drift into Saturday, but you know, regardless of how busy I am, the channel will always continue, always try and get the videos up. Now, in order to survive this week, I've had to do quite a lot of hours offered to me overtime, only because next week there might not be any, the week might not be any, so it's a bit up and down. I'm on a like 20-hour contract, but I try and get as much as I can to keep things going. Now, haven't neglected the channel at all. I do put in as much time as I possibly can, but needs must. The channel is gradually growing, so thank you for the members and support in the super chats that when we've done the previous live stream, so thank you there. But anyway, all power going. Now when I finish work this evening at 7, hope you're having a good Easter by the way. I'm also in tomorrow. Yes, I should be rich, shouldn't I? But I'm not. I'm also in tomorrow, so how many hours left have I got to sleep? I don't know, I've got to work that out. Yeah, but there will be there's a couple of ZX Spectrum games tomorrow as well. They've already been pre-recorded, and the Sunday ones will go up as well. What was a bit of a kicker as well, when it was like Sunday service, the buses, I thought it was going to be okay. So in the morning I got into work without any problems at all. And then when I left, the buses weren't running whatsoever. So I had to walk home about 2 miles, and I got home a little bit knackered. And then I decided, should I put up a tweet saying the video's cancelled this week or not? But I wouldn't do that. It's because I've got to do shout outs, all that sort of stuff, and thank you supporters, and also touch base as well. And they're quite easy to do. It's just me talking in front of a camera, just as long as I don't fall asleep. So hope you had a good week. That's going on about me. In the future, hopefully when things are back straight, we'll be going for walks as well, and it'll be quite good fun, and it won't be so dark all around the place. Now the live streams took a bit of a kick this week. I always tend to do a 1 on the ZX Spectrum at least, and then others there. Because I was working till 7, that took a bit of a back seat. Now I always think about the worst case scenario, because I do want to do streams, so give me some feedback on this. If I keep finishing at 7, if this does continue as a regular thing to get my hours up, would you be prepared to do a live stream site either at 8 to 10 or 9 to 11, although would that be a bit late to you? Because I think we hit the sweet spots before we're doing a live stream 7 to 9 where people tend to be able to see those. I don't know if 8 to 10 or 9 to 11 will be miles too late for you if you've got work the next day. So let me know, because I'm trying to think of other ways I can get this the live streams back running in the worst case scenario, but I don't want to do it if there's only about 3 or 4 of us there, because then it's a little bit awkward and it's not so much fun, because it's all to do with community spirit and all the lights. So let me know what you think about that. But as I say, hopefully it won't turn into a permanent thing that I'm going to do 7 all the time, but if they offer it, I'd have to accept it. But my main aim really is, although it's a bit of a pipe dream, is to get this channel up and up, which I've been doing so with your support, so thank you there. Now, one thing I've noticed, well, we'll have a recap of the channel in a minute, but one thing I've noticed since they've eased lockdown so slightly is the amount of rubbish about the place. On my walks when we used to do them, we used to be a red rubbish bag, and in a bit of clearing, a collection of cans, beer cans gradually build up as well, which I think is absolutely disgusting. There's people that don't respect the environment at all. Saw pictures of a Hyde Park in Leeds where like fly tipping, an absolute waste ground. And in a park I walked through the other day, near to where I am on the way to the bus stop, there was rubbish everywhere as well. Not to the degree of the one in Leeds Hyde Park, but it just, I don't know who's doing this. I mean, when I was at school, I used to go home with my trousers full of rubbish I put in my pockets. Who is just, there's loads of people. Is it an age group or everyone are just going to a park, having a picnic or whatever, and just leaving all their rubbish on the ground, despite there are bins located around it. Now, well, I think the only way to solve this is maybe get wardens in parks, paid wardens, that will find people on the spot, I don't know, what do you reckon, £500 before they think twice about it. They take a photo of the person, £500 fine, they don't pay it, then they're wanted, they end up in prison and then go to Alcatraz or have to build a railroad across the whole of China. Bit strict, but I think that's the only way, because it just ruins it. Maybe people have got to the point now where they think, well, we're in a park, people are going to clear it up anyway, which I suppose they would do. But in my walks I go through woodland, it just mounts up and mounts up. So what are your feelings about that? Are you someone that drops rubbish and just thinks, well, someone's going to clear that anyway, it don't matter? Or are you someone that's disgusted as I am and can't understand the mentality of people that do this? And it's, you know, it has ruined a bit of my walks when I see rubbish about the place, and it's a bit depressing because you've got wildlife going through that as well. You know, it's just not a good thing. Anyway, let's brighten it up a bit. Let's lift this thing. We've got a lot of negatives, but there's lots of positives as well. As I say, we're coming out of lockdown. Hopefully you're doing well and surviving well. The videos will keep coming. The recorded stuff, I haven't missed any of those so far. We don't intend to. I'm a little bit behind going in the future. If you're a member, which will come to in a moment, you'll know what videos are going up. Well, next week, because there'll be a video going up Sunday morning. I'm not in work on Sunday. I hope nobody is, because it's Easter Sunday. So that'll be going up there. If you want to become a member, click on the join button. Tell you a little bit about it. There, what it entails, if you want to help me. And yeah, you're not committed at that stage. But thank you for subscribing, and thank you indeed for watching the video. So let's do a quick recap then. A few videos I like, or few games I like, a bit few more than others. There's an interesting game called Operation Gunship we looked at on the ZX Spectrum. That's by the Oliver twins. Now, it's not quite a game I expect the Oliver twins to have come up with. It's more famous for like platform games like the Dizzy series and maybe Super Seymour and the like, but it was okay. It's a top-down game where you control a helicopter and must blast the hell out of everything and rescue SAS Marines. Now, it's all in monochrome, so about a green colour, which you get used to after a while. Although I like the game, I got fun out of the game, I do prefer Cyclone because of the use of colour on that other one. One of my favourite games that we played was Pipe Mania. It's also went out on the Saturday on the ZX Spectrum again. I already reviewed this on the Commodore Amiga, and I think I prefer the ZX Spectrum one actually, only because it starts off a little bit easier. You must assemble a lot of pipe work before this fuse is activated. You get points for each square of pipe it goes through, but it's a little bit tricky because the amount of pipe work you're given is random and you have to plot your path going forward. So it's probably best to watch the video if you haven't already done so. You might have already watched it, or you might have just watched a few this week. I do put up a lot of content despite being busy in other areas, and that will keep going with your support, so thank you. Back to the Future Part 3 on the Commodore Amiga. It was okay, based on the movie directed by Robert Zemeckis. I was more impressed with it on the ZX Spectrum for what it was pushing, and it did have a guru meditation at some point. Maybe my copy was a little bit duff. But it was fun to a degree, with a cheat on it to get past the first stage, and it was rather cool shooting gallery. But back in the day, I don't think it was a game I would have come to a great deal. And I did prefer Back to the Future Part 2, which was bundled with my Commodore Amiga, along with Shadow of the Beast 2. That was a good bundle there, but it did have Days of Thunder, so that was a bit of an awful one. But I think I would have played Back to the Future Part 2, although not being perfect, rather than Back to the Future Part 3. If you want a decent tennis game as well, we already reviewed Andre Agassi's tennis and Jennifer Capriati's tennis on the Sega Mega Drive, or Genesis if you want to call it that. We had a look at Pete Sampras' tennis, a bit of an unusual one. It's a lot easier than those other two I found to begin with, at least. And you can't seem to control Pete Sampras in a World Tour mode. I'm sure there's a way of getting him there. Different moves to perfect. I didn't do too badly on my first go there. There's quite a few other moves to try and learn to get more out of the game. And you go on a world tour, well, around the world. Where else will you go on a world tour? Around the dustbin? Around the moon? There we go. So, and I controlled a character I control called Betty Booth. You got to love that name, haven't you, really? And the only other two games we did were mods. One I was really impressed with, done especially for me, by Alan Turvey. So thank you, Alan. We've covered it in a live stream as well. It's Attic Attack, but the N. Jenkins version. Do have a look at this video if you haven't already. It's absolutely amazing. It's me with this hat on, walking around or running around or dying a lot of the time around the Attic Attack mansion. Used to be before you control the Surf, the Wizard or the Knight, but this time you control me. Absolutely weird me controlling me, but thank you Alan Turvey. It's great, and also a nice tribute to the channel as well. So thank you, Alan. He caught me just about right actually in that game. So have a look at that Attic Attack N. Jenkins version. I wonder if I'll turn up in any other games. You never know. I'm not a rival for Horace though. Nick and the Spiders, Nick Goes Skiing, Hungry Nick. Well, you know, I don't put any weight on, so there we go. That would be a very good game. The other game was a mod, as I said before. I love the Great Giant Sisters on the Commodore 64. A really good effort, good music as well. This takes the original coding. It's Great Giant Sisters 2. Takes the original coding and makes other levels. Now, you don't want to play this if you're not used to the original game because it's really difficult. It starts off. It's designed for people that have played the first one and had a degree or modicum of success with that one, and it makes it extra hard. I got off the first level. I think I might have got off the second level. I don't know. But all the power-ups are the same. There's some swimming sections as well, and overall I liked it as a bit of interest. But if that one had come out first, I doubt it would have been successful. And as we all know, as the story goes, the original one was withdrawn from sale quite quickly because an infraction by Nintendo saying it was too similar to their game Super Mario Brothers, which I suppose it was. Mario Brothers maybe plays a little bit better, but I've got a lot of time for the Great Giant Sisters on the Commodore Amiga. If you want to check this one out, there was a special edition. I don't know if that was public domain to get around something, but that was pretty cool. Thank you. Also as well, I caught a bit of news. There's an asteroid about to hit the Earth, but scientists say don't worry, it's called a Dolphus, but it's not going to hit for 100 years. Well, do worry then. We've got to do something about that. I didn't read the whole article. I did a Carl Pilkington and just read the headline because I was busy. But it's not going to hit for 100 years, so unless I live to 147, I think I'll be okay. But, you know, 100 years, estimates tend to be a bit wrong, don't they, sometimes? So there we go. Thank you. So I will thank you to all the members now. As I said before, this is the members bit. It starts from just $1.99. So thank you everyone that's doing that for me. It's not underestimated. It all come together to help the thing go, so I don't always have to work as hard as I do with that other job to keep things going. We will succeed. If you're on the second tier or the third tier, I will give you a shout out for any sites or any things you want me to work on. If you don't want me to shout out your name, just let me know in the special members section you get access to via YouTube. It's all via YouTube. You don't have to sign on to anywhere else. And I won't mention it if you want to remain quiet. What's that message about? Mentioned by Rossi Bossy, right? I'll have to mention that. I'll have to look at that a bit later. He's working on something, and I often get copied into it, and it flags up as messages. But anyway, we'll come to it in a minute, I'm sure. So big thank you this time round to Jason Smith. Thank you for your continued support, sir. Really is appreciated. So thank you, Jason. Squidworth. Stu Who, I think you've changed your name, but well done, Stu Who. Is that like Doctor Who? Thank you, Stu Who. Big thanks also to Natty Nicky and Claire Johnson. Thank you. You sent me a really kind message, Natty, about the live stream, so thank you. That didn't go unnoticed, and I answered that as well. Thank you, Natty Nicky. Thank you, James O'Grady, John Roby, and Jeffrey Searby. So thank you, fellas. Steve Norman. Of course, Steve runs the blog we mentioned every week called retroarcadia.blog. This time it's all about retro gaming. This time he's taking a look at a game called Shaolin's Road on the arcade. I think he's compared it to the ZX Spectrum as well. So apologies, Steve, I haven't had time to read the blog this time, things being as they are, but I did look at the pretty pictures. It looks pretty cool. It's a game I'm unfamiliar with, Shaolin's Road. It looks like an adventure come beat 'em up type game, but it does look a lot of fun. So I would recommend having a read of Steve Norman's blog. It's already well written, and he's building up, as I say, as I said, other weeks, quite a few blogs there as well, and they're all done to a higher standard. So have a look at that. That's retroarcadia.blog, and it's got a really cool name as well. Big thanks to Lemmy Barnett, Steve Q, thank you, Phil Hill, Rossi Bossy as well, so I'll put up his site name on the screen. Also, he's still working on Super Pixel 3D Grand Prix, still waiting for a bit more news on that. It's like a retro arcadey Formula 1 type game. It was really impressive, going from strength to strength every week. So hopefully there'll be something more to report quite soon. Sorry if I've missed any messages there, anything I should be shouting out, Rossi. What's this one? Yeah, but I can shout it out next week there. Hopefully, you never know, time permitting, maybe I can review maybe a playable demo or something like that if that comes out. So look out for that, Super Pixel 3D Grand Prix. If you want to know a bit more about it, follow Rossi Bossy on Twitter, or follow myself, Jenkins7Nix. I tend to retweet a lot of his video caps and stuff. Okay, thanks, Rossi. Also thanks to Chono Baggy, Jason Holmes, thank you everyone, Andrew Gibson and Grey Hole too, thank you very much. And also, as well as a few of you on the top tier, which is absolutely amazing. Thank you. Got Martin Rymel. I know you've been supporting me as well there in other ways. So thank you, Martin. Absolutely unbelievable. Thank you. Hope they're helping. Sorry for the lack of streams, but thank you for your understanding as well. As I say, if I'm finishing at 7 each time, there is an option, if it's not too late for people, but 8 to 10 or 9 to 11. People in Australia or what have you, it might be better for you anyway, or you might already be at work at them. So let me know, give me your feedback. Thank you also to Tom, Julie Monkton, Graham Vebke as well, my friend in Australia. So thank you, Graham, much appreciated. And just talking of Julie there, she runs a number of sites which we shout out each time. But this time it's more or less the same site as last time. It's my old toybox.weebly.com. That's my old toybox.weebly.com. There is a special page there as well called what's-this.html, which I shouted out last week. So if you see anything there, or Julie's got any questions on that site, things she doesn't recognise, I think there's an option there to send her more information about that as well. So it's my old toybox.weebly.com. So sorry if that was a bit rushed. They haven't had too much prep time, but I was thinking about it on my walk home there. But so yes, it might be going out at midnight. It might be going out the early hours of the morning. Hopefully I'm asleep by that time. So thank you very much. A channel will, even if it feels pressured, it will continue on with your support, folks. So thank you. As I say, a couple of ZX Spectrum games are going up on Saturday at 10 and 3. I'll be at work while they're going on, so I'll catch up with the comments a bit later on and stuff on Sunday as well. So have a good Easter. I've got Sunday off. I hope you have as well. Until next time, take great care of yourself and are very fond. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Goodbye, E.
And Jenkin.